Hey YouTube, today we're going to be watching a couple games played by Vatira recently. Vatira has been playing some very solid 1v1. He was getting a little bit more into the mode in preparation for Gamers 8, and if you didn't know, he played against First Killer Yan and TRK, and won against First Killer and Yan, only losing to TRK, and I believe by 1 goal as well. So Vatira proving to be quickly a top ones player, and it's not the first time we've seen a French player maybe more focused on 2s and 3s instantly make a mark in 1s. Of course, we saw that with Zen. Now, Zen hadn't been playing in the RLCS when the time he transitioned over to 1s. Vatira has been. Vatira, I think, widely agreed upon as the best player in the world before Zen came around and muddied the waters to make it tough on people, but there should be no surprise at how well he is going to be playing 1v1 as he starts to play it a bit more, because these replays are actually from fairly recently, and for a long time you could not find Vatira 1v1 replays because I don't think he was playing the game too much. But right now he's playing against Nush in this first game. If you guys remember, Nush beating, I believe, Jorias and maybe having a tough match against Ahmad? I can't remember now, honestly. I think he played against Ahmad in his debut, but Nush is a 14 or 13-year-old next-gen player from the Middle East, a very exciting up-and-comer, and something, or a player that we should, keep an eye on as time goes on. But right now, he's up against Vatira in ranked, and Vatira not going to be an easy one to stop. Now, I wanted to give you guys a bit of an intro on why we're watching these matches before we started, but Vatira actually hit a couple screamers of shots right at the start of this game, and he pulled away 3-1 before Nush got himself on the board. And one thing that was really clear about Vatira when he was playing in the most recent tournament that I held, Vatira played in Feer Fiesta, did quite well, only fell to Rawas, is that his defending translated. He has won a ton of MVPs, not only defensive MVPs, I think he's won overall and offensive MVPs as well, but for a long time, especially when he was originally on Moist, was when he's winning those defensive MVPs and people saw him as the best defender in the world. Well, that has translated to his 1v1 game, and his offensive creativity is not lacking either. So let's take a look at how he plays in some of these ranked games. They are sometimes different than how we see players in show matches, as Nush is going to take advantage. That should probably be a goal. Yes, it is. Nush is going to tie it back up. Vatira getting a bit lost deep in Nush's corner. Nush says that he's trolling. I'm not sure why he added that to his name, but it's not the first time we've seen it. I know personally, when I get somebody who says like trolling as my teammate, I actually feel like they're going to play really well. I don't know if you guys feel that way. It just seems like everybody who says slumping, trolling, that kind of stuff ends up dominating the lobby. Vatira, wow, what perfect placement. Got Nush to tap it in. I mean, there's not a lot of power coming off of that initial kickoff shot. You just want to really put placement on it. That's all that matters. You want to steal a little bit of the boost that the defender picked up in those short moments. But if you put it perfectly crossbar down, you might even be able to convince the defender to own goal, which Vatira does. And he at least slightly undercuts Nush, but did lose the race to the boost. Nush, oh my goodness. This is a nasty shot. Wait, we're going to go back and watch this again. The tornado spin into the low reset. Not often do you see players getting low resets like this and actually converting on them. So I think this one is worth another watch. Oh, he flipped into the... Oh, that's... Okay, that's why we have to watch Nush. Listen, that's why we have to watch Nush, because he deserves it. Flipping into the reset in order to pop the ball over Vatira. We talked about how good he is as a defender, but that is something that you certainly don't practice for, having to stop. Almost nobody's throwing that kind of shot at you. But Nush getting a bit overexcited after his solid offense. Vatira tapping this ball back into the blue half, trying to get around Nush. Wanted that wall dash demo. See him single jumping onto the back wall and flipping right as he gets there to get that bit of acceleration to hit supersonic and maybe take Nush out, but didn't connect. Nush trying to be as patient as possible down here in defense, and it's not going to work out Vatira did well to put the ball over the top of him, though. Kind of forcing Nush to be out of position. And then going for the double. Vatira just giving another kickoff goal. 8-4. A minute 46 left to go. Vatira did dominate on kickoffs. If I remember how Rawas and Vatira's match went, it was Rawas kind of throwing his head against the wall in terms of kickoffs, and Vatira just farming as many goals as possible to keep himself in that game. He's going to get bumped here, but it's not going to be any issue taking the ball into the ground double. 9-4 lead with a minute 30 left to go. Diagonal kickoff now, and a delay from Vatira to control to the side wall. An easy position to start this air dribble from, but it's Vatira that we're talking about. He does drop it down and gives Nush the freebie. That's why you don't see a ton of players trying to make something happen from that awkward of a starting position. It ends up costing a lot of boost and maybe a little bit of a lackluster finish. Now, I don't doubt that giving Vatira a couple more chances at it, he takes that all the way in for a solid shot. Going for the pogo, but didn't quite get underneath the ball enough, so it does just roll down to Nush, who's faking the first dribble and actually just brought it back up into Vatira. Vatira pre-jumping the first, and then Nush had time. Oh, he's not scoring. He's not scoring his open nets. He's just going to wait 50 extra seconds. What is Vatira up to? I don't know if these guys were saying anything in the chat. You never know if that had anything to do with it. But Vatira says, I don't want open nets. I think I'm winning this game. I'm going to take it all the way the length of the field. Is Nush, maybe this is turning into freestyle. Yeah, I think this is turning into freestyle, which is always kind of fun. You know, it could be a forfeit or it could be some freestyling. Oh, wait, maybe not. Nush cuts it to the ground as Vatira tries to pre-jump him. And he goes for a demo. That's like the opposite of freestyling. The most straightforward goal there is. So with 23 seconds, I think we're going to see try hard again from both these guys. Vatira. Oh, that's a forfeit. Nush had one last challenge in him, and if it didn't work, he was not going to let Vatira tap in a 10th. So 9-6, Vatira wins this one. We have another ranked replay, though, to watch from Vatira coming up next. Vatira against Grandma. Grandma, if you guys remember, I think we've had Grandma on at least for one show match. If not, Grandma has been in a decent amount of these ranked replay reviews because I think Grandma uploads their replays. Grandma, an Italian player who has risen in the 1v1 standings. Vatira just barely able to convert on this one. We'll see how Vatira fares against somebody who has been in the 1v1 scene a little bit longer. Nush, I would say, has been grinding up recently. Grandma's been around. Has always been threatening and keeping, you know, the not top 100 1v1ers in their place. Vatira, this air dribble is not going to do it. Grandma wants to score on 9 boost. Vatira went to the ceiling in order to get a reset and get back down. It actually worked out for him. Able to clear this from across his net. I expect to see a full field dribble the way we saw Vatira playing before. He decides to attack straight at the nets because he really had no choice. Couldn't go up higher when you're already at ceiling heights, but it's hard to make that lateral of a dribble work, and in fact, it's going to turn up into a goal in his own net in the counterattack. Grandma kickoff win. Interesting wall dash, or attempted wall dash. I'm not even sure if he got it. Didn't seem like he flipped down as he rode up the corner of the wall. I think there was a recent Reddit post talking about the kind of resets that you can get using that corner of the wall. Nice shot by Vatira. I wonder if we're going to start seeing pros work on that more. Specifically, it was about the feet licks reset or whatever, where you drive up the wall and have a free reset for your whole dribble. We'll see if that really becomes a thing, or if people will just start dashing up the wall. I haven't really seen too many people doing that, if I'm being honest. It does seem like a natural progression of how everyone has been using dashes. Head-on collision with Vatira is going to work out perfectly. Not only does it put Vatira out of position, it pushes him back towards the play. Vatira or Grandma lagging here a little bit because I think Vatira went 80% of the way into that kickoff, or into the ball on that kickoff. Grandma has equalized. Vatira, strong first touch to start this dribble, wants to close the distance quickly. He's able to maximize off of that with an air dribble bump. It might not seem like it's necessarily relevant, but anytime you can speed the ball up and force defenders to defend out of a less ideal position because of how quickly you brought the ball to them. Nice wall dash there. We saw Grandma try the same kind of wall dash I was talking about earlier as he went up the corner of the wall. This one Vatira uses to stick with it and outpace Grandma, who maybe even had a potential boost advantage, but it doesn't matter. Use those flips to keep speed. Vatira, kickoff win, bounce dribble. It seems like he's waiting for Grandma to make a mistake and make some sort of movement. He wants to play off Grandma, and Grandma doesn't do anything. Just stays fully grounded and fully stone cold. He's able to get himself a nice counterattack. Big kickoff from Vatira. It's proven to have a really solid wall to air dribble. This time leading to the catch, pop over the top of the net. Not much of a shot. Grandma is up. Not going to be easy to shoot. In fact, he just goes low. A creative decision. I felt like Vatira was there for any sort of fast play, which when Grandma immediately jumped, it seemed like he was going to go for it. And then you could see pulling off of the ball to making sure to get the softest touch underneath. The kind of aerial that you and I get on accident when we're trying to boom the ball. But when Grandma is definitely intentionally doing, recognizing that Vatira had a solid chance at any strong shot. First touch reset for Vatira, way too much separation, plays into Grandma's pre-jump. Not really enough boost to get a strong shot, and yeah, Vatira will make his way back, and even worse, he is in and out of the net so clean. I'm actually going to go back real quick. I want to see how Vatira, oh sorry, this was it. How Vatira recovered so nicely. Oh yes, the dash off the ground. Yeah, definitely worth checking back out. Smooth recovery from Vatira. Using that zap dash in and out of the net. It's something that everyone's doing now, especially in ones. I'm sure you'll see it in other game modes as well, but there's so many situations when you get forced into making that backboard save and then you need to recover in and out of the net. But as you take your momentum down to the ground, that is the easiest time to get that single jump and not go flying, instead force it back down with the wave dash. Power shot from Grandma, hoping to get the ball onto the wrong side of Vatira and make a mockery, but Vatira handled it very cleanly and side flips a flick over the crossbar. Minute left to go. Vatira with a 1-goal lead. He seems to be playing his lead at least slightly. He knows that Grandma has to come out and challenge him. The pressure is not on him to play quickly, so he slows the ball down and waits for Grandma to eventually challenge before flicking it over the top of him. Kickoff goal makes it 8-5. Not impossible for Grandma to come back, but what is a very close game has surged away here in the final minute. Vatira a bit indecisive as he lost the kickoff. Didn't want to own goal himself. Didn't know what valuable touch he could get. Allowed for Grandma to sneak underneath. Leg kickoff from Grandma. Like to see it. Low boost 50 for both these guys. Vatira the first 100. Grandma going all in. Really smart decision considering the game context. Might have been able to catch Vatira focusing on boosts. Nice pre-flip. Ball touch and boost steal. Maybe just a bit too fast back to the ball, because when he's challenging that ball at speed, he's essentially guaranteed to clear it across his net in a way that's not shootable. I mean, he just maybe wants possession back, but if he slows down a little bit, might be able to get both possession and an actual chance on net, which To be honest, he didn't have enough time to clear the ball across the net, go grab a possession, and play the long game. He just needed a goal, but Vatira stopped him from getting one. So another 9-6 victory for Vatira, this time a forfeit at 3 seconds. So Vatira joining the ranked ladder. Hopefully we see him playing ranked more. He plays against some more guys that upload the replays like Grandma and Nush. Shout out to them for giving us the opportunity to watch these. But I'm excited. I think Vatira, if he starts playing in 1v1 competitions, will quickly put himself in the top of EU, fighting for maybe even that #1 spot, depending on how much everyone's focusing on it. But Vatira, fun to watch. Hopefully we get more. See you guys later.